Peace, y'all. This is Star with the Star Room 606. I was basically saying in the last video, operating from a space of pureness. It's priceless. It's so priceless. And the giant that you may be ignoring today could be the very thing that actually positions you to propel and spiral ahead, forward, up, and out of, I don't know, I was about to say a labyrinth or like a maze that you couldn't on your own perceive how to actually make it out of. That's why it's keys there. Okay. Um Now Labby maze is in my head. They're like it is maze. Okay. But pureness. Sometimes you don't understand that the reason why a lot of things are coming to you is because there's so much that's supposed to come through you. And you have such a big dose that you're going to supply to so many people. And your failure allows things that were not meant to prosper because of your focus, because of its desire to create vortexes around you. That was another key for me, was vortexes. Vortex, I don't know if I wrote this down or not. Um, yeah, thank you, Spirit. Vortex, I was about to say it's an implantation. I was right. Okay. Uh, Vortex, the definition of it says something that resembles a whirlpool, a mass of fluid with a whirling or circular motion that tends to form a cavity or a vacuum in the center of the circle to draw towards this cavity or vacuum body subject to its actions. A lot of us aren't aware that because we're so sensitive, because our whole being is so potent but so manipulated in this condition, y'all don't be worried about my that's my essential oil stand over there, okay? But all I keep on hearing is them singing, I know him to be faithful, and it's getting me, okay? And I'm like, let's stay focused here. Thank you, Spirit. um a vacuum that is created at the center. I was about to say, I wish that y'all head could work like my head so you could get where I'm coming from, but I'm going to say it to you, okay? When I got Vortex, I was basically sitting in a rate of receiving focus and why it's important that we don't constantly take ourselves out of stillness, wanting to mimic responses to the lower rate of entities, people, um, conditionings, things that people may want us to digest, so on and so forth. Why you don't have to basically contribute to things when you've moved beyond it. And focus being a karmic word. It's a 19-1. Um, I'm laughing about that because it could be karmic depending on how you perceive it, babe. Like, if you're at this rate to where you're constantly allowing your focus to be pulled and jarred to things that are asking for it, it could harm you extremely. It could cause your beginning to be an ending for you to constantly start again, creating a vortex for you that is constantly creating this spiral of emptiness within your center, your heart, not allowing you to be in full representation of the new beginning that you are definitely meant to have, but yet you've allowed yourself to be at this rate of not receiving the lessons of before. That 9 comes in, y'all. See, the 1 is different. The 1 is the leader. It's a blueprint. So it doesn't really ask a lot of questions. It just says so. When you're dealing with the nine, that's like a completed stance. It's like I've taken everything and I've gathered all that is within this rate. And I have clear understanding of what not to do, right? If you think about the nine upside down, you have the six, which is a visionary. It's like the nurturer, it's the mother. It's a little bit bossy, but it's pregnant with something that it's trying to protect. So it might be sensitive and fragile at a rate that the nine would never understand because it knows. The six is perceiving because it went ahead, but the nine is there. And then when you come back to the fact that it's still a one, it's like the blueprint is what it is. It's like starting over to have and then start again. But it's lessons if you choose to take them. We've allowed a lot of things to become vacuums within our heart space, causing us to block up, stonewall, create these shelters around ourselves. And kids, I swear to you, pause, y'all. A second ago, I seen wasps and bees at my window at the same time. When I was basically looking at it, I was cracking up laughing because I was like, this is so conducive to the message that I'm sharing. Because I recognize the yin and the yang of the existence of the two. One of them is a predator. One of them is you just high vibration, kind of low vibration, depending on how you look at it. Okay. But they're not necessarily like paired together. One is definitely considered prey to the other. But I recognize a lot of the times that that's what we're being called to is basically standing our ground. And I kid you not, all the walls is gone and it's nothing but bees by my window. Being your true self, focusing on what it is that you truly desire, allowing yourself to actually receive what it is that what make you feel good. You know, I believe there's a passage. I want to say that it's Psalms 23:3. I hope I'm saying it right. But it's basically by your right hand is pleasures of forevermore, right? And a lot of the times we don't. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. Y'all can correct me in the, okay, I don't know. But I do know. All right. Anyways, look, y'all. Okay. It be it be the smallest things that your spirit team can do that will confirm and affirm you. Okay. Um, my heart pounding so fast. A lot of the times we don't allow ourselves to go towards the things that we really desire. We don't allow ourselves to show up as who we really are. We don't take the chances for what we really want. We make exceptions. We smile ourselves down. We be the little guy in the room because it makes all of the so-called big people feel really important. We do all of these things to constantly condition ourselves in what was before because of what we had been without actually knowing who it is that we are. And then once you actually start to recognize, because you're in representation of the truth, you are being that which you desire to become. When you go back and you go over the rate of things and you recognize this small allotment that was never properly managed before in the space that had enough time and room to do such, right? And you recognize how there's this kingdom and this dominion that you're showing up in representation of with the Most High, and how regardless of how things are situated, there's always an allotment that was always destined and dedicated to you that had your name on it, and it was never going to go anywhere. You just had to show up being willing to sign your name and focus on the thing that you mattered, to most, which was you. Not allowing or creating vortexes that cause this chaos or this functioning that doesn't allow you to basically be consumed, but allows the things that you desire to be sucked up and sucked away from you. Okay. 615. I'm gonna come back, y'all. Peace.